Hi everyone, I hope you're having an awesome day. When this hits YouTube, I will be heading out of town. We're going to be going into the city, and I'm hoping that maybe we can do a little bit of sourcing while we're there, maybe get some good things that we don't really get here in our town, but we'll see. I hope we can just do a little bit of some good thrifting and stuff while we're out of town. All right, so the video for today is going to be a what sold video, and it's going to take place over the last week and a half, so like 9 days of November. And some of these prices are going to be a little bit cheaper than we normally try to sell things for. And that's just because we did some Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and whatever kind of sales. And so we were really just trying to clear out some inventory and get some things sold. This is one of those items. It was a new with tags West Elm pillow, and it was velvet and linen. So it was a really good quality item, but I did sent out an offer for $12, which is like half of what I had it listed for, if not less. And it did sell for $12. I'm okay with that because on Mercari there aren't any fees. Then we sold a pair of Hudson jeans on Mercari for $32. So our total profit on Mercari was $36. Next, we'll go to eBay. This Boy Mama t-shirt, which was one of mine, sold for $10.20. A logo by Lori Goldstein. It was a quilted coat or lightweight jacket. It was a plus size 2X. I got this from the thrift store. And I think the thrift store probably had it priced for like maybe about $7 or $8 is what they tend to do jackets for. If they did, sometimes they will specifically like price individual coats, but I still don't pay too much for them, under $10. And I probably did pick this up for about 7, and it sold for $25. A Vermont country store. This is one of maybe two dresses that I got from them. Everything else has been like pajamas, nightgowns. This is a dress, and this sold for 30. An Old Navy jumpsuit. I did get this from Goodwill as well. They had it hanging with their dresses, and so it was like a little over $5. It sold for 21. This this is kind of an icky situation right now. So this is a really, really pretty artsy, um, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a really cool dress. It was like textured at the top. It had these 3D flowers on the straps, a really pretty, like gorgeous print on the bottom, and it has this pretty green tulle that sticks out at the bottom. It was, like I said, artsy, eclectic, funky, and I bought it 15 years ago, 20, no, probably closer to, yeah, maybe about 15 years ago, if not longer than that. And I wore it one time. I bought it like when I was in high school and I wore it one time. And so it was in perfect condition. And it sold on eBay. It sold for 25.50. And just yesterday I noticed that someone was trying to return it. And her reason for wanting to return it was she said it was not as vibrant as it looked online. She said that it looked faded. I explained to her that I'm sorry she felt it looked faded, that it had only been worn and washed one time, that it was in essentially the exact same condition almost that it was when I had bought it from the store that I bought it from. I told her the store I got it from. I told her it was from it was a personal item of mine, it wasn't a resale item, that like I had thrifted or anything. So I knew the background of it. It had been, sitting in storage or hanging up, whatever, that entire time. And I also explained that items can look different based on the display. So, like on your laptop computer or a desktop computer or your cell phone or my cell phone or a tablet, whatever, it can look different. Screens can have different coloring. The lighting that an item was photographed in can be different. We do try to take them in good lighting. I have this big floor lamp here, but it's got like different light. I can't think of what it's called, like tones or whatever temperatures of light. And I usually use the brightest white setting, which is like daylight, I think it's called. So it should be as close to possible, as real life as possible. Um, which I explained to her. Now, the picture that she uploaded to eBay was taken in a room that looked very dark on a bed with I'm assuming her camera phone, and it was like no flash. And so it was super dark and kind of muted, but I don't know. So I don't know. I just told her I was sorry she felt that way, that I didn't feel comfortable accepting a return on it just based on that because it wasn't faded. That's just the color of the dress, and that I didn't edit or alter the pictures. And so I thought that the dress that I photographed was what I was sending out. And I think that everything is on the up and up. And she just said that it was unwearable. So I don't really understand how it's unwearable. I honestly, I feel like maybe it doesn't fit. I could be wrong, but I just don't understand why, if she even thinks that it's slightly less bold of a color, slightly less vibrant, why it would be unwearable now. That just seems kind of fishy. So we'll see what eBay decides with that. But yeah, so it sold for 25.50. A new American, or excuse me, Abercrombie and Fitch men's Christmas t-shirt. We just pulled this out like a few weeks ago, when we've been going through and sorting the unlisted inventory. And so this went into our list now pile. And I'm glad it did because someone bought it outright for $20. A Carol, which is that vintage brand that I was finding alongside the Vermont Country Store items. This is a turtleneck flannel nightgown. My mom did go back to that store and she found some more of these Carol turtleneck nightgowns, but one was chambray and it had like a not very attractive beige turtleneck top to it, and the other I can't remember, but it also wasn't like that great looking. And I just decided to pass, even though they're really cheap. I don't want to be sitting on something that might not sell. And and I think this just did so well because besides just being vintage, the fact that it was obviously Christmas colors or patterns. A pair of LuLaRoe skinny jeans. These sold for 25. Some orange velvet pillow covers. These were new. I had bought them a couple years ago and I just never used them. They were still in the packaging and they sold for $12. The Torrid slashed t-shirt that I just listed a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was not even, maybe it was like a week ago. This did, as you can see, sell with that 20% off discount that we were doing for Black Friday. And lastly, a pair of Arizona new with tags bootcut jeans. They sold for 20. Our total profit on eBay was $150.84. So that's the lowest that we've had on eBay in November, and it was over 9 days. So I think maybe just because of some of the discounts we were doing, maybe items, even though we sold a okay amount, they just sold for lower totals. I'm not sure because before that we were making more in only 7 days time, but I'm not upset about it because, just spoiler alert, we made up for it with Poshmark. All right, moving on to Poshmark. We sold a Vermont Country Store floral nightgown in a size medium for $30. I was kind of sad about this. This was this really pretty formal gown. It was completely sequined and it was a plus size 18 and it was like a rose gold. So it was more modern than, a lot of formal gowns you might would find at Goodwill. And it was new with tags. So I was really excited. I thought I'd get a lot for it, but I've been sitting on it for over a year. So I was just happy to get rid of it. It sold for $40. An Eddie Bauer wool skirt that also came from Goodwill, sold for 25. A pair of New York and Company black plaid pants. They were I thought they were tall, but maybe not. But they were new and they were a size 2, so a small size, but I thought that just the fact that they were new might still carry them through, and they sold for 15. One of the pairs of Judy blue jeans that I had just bought from that consignment haul that I showed you guys, like a week ago. Those sold for 25. I think they sold like the day after I listed them. This cute tie-dye maxi skirt sold for 12. We finally sold after like a year our Pendleton wool cape. It sold for 51. My husband was really excited for that. I think he found this. I think he found that at like Goodwill. A J. Crew sports bra. It was new with tags and it sold for 25. We've been sitting on these for a while too. I have a bunch of these listed. A pair of BKE Bootcut jeans sold for 25. Another Vermont Country Store nightgown 3X sold for 40. I was really happy to get rid of this too. This was a Nested Bean brand weighted baby sleep sack. So, if you've never had a baby before, their sleep sacks are like kind of like a nightgown, but they're closed at the bottom and they keep baby's feet inside. It's just kind of like a cozier feel for baby, so they just feel nestled. And I the weighted element of it is in what looks like a little bean. That's why it's called the nested bean. A little bean or egg shape on the baby's chest, and it's supposed to promote like a I don't know, like a better night's sleep for them. It's supposed to help them feel comforted, I guess. And I did not know until after I got this. I got this from the one of the baby bin at Goodwill, so like $2. And I didn't end up using it on my youngest. And so I was like, that's fine. These are super expensive and they are. So I was like, I'll just sell it. Well, I listed it on a local mom group, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. Mercari took my listing down and eBay took my listing down, and Facebook Marketplace wouldn't even let me list it. They said that these were apparently recalled or against their terms of service, like something really weird on all three of those platforms. So I really didn't know if I was going to be able to sell this at all. And luckily Poshmark allowed me to keep it on here and it did sell for $12. But like I said, I was just glad to get rid of it because I couldn't sell it on any other platforms. And lastly was a bundle, which if you have watched any of my videos before, I mentioned that I don't usually sell bundles, so I was happy to do this, and I was just ready again to make a really good deal for her. So I took off $20 from what it was listed as. She bought a t-shirt, a Freddy Krueger t-shirt that was mine, a Fry dress that I found at Goodwill, and a pair of Fabletic leggings that I feel like maybe also came from Goodwill. And again, I took off the $20, and so I offered her 42, which she accepted. Our total profit for Poshmark was $216.50, which is the most that we had made yet on Poshmark. Our total was, oh, that's crazy. It's super close to what we made the first week on Poshmark, the first week of November. And now that I'm looking at the totals, we actually made 25 cents less in the last week and a half of November than we did in the first week of November. So the first week of November was just amazing. I don't know what I was doing back then. I'll have to go back and watch a video and see if I mentioned listing more or something. Because we made, like I said, 25 cents more that week in 7 days than we made in 9 days for the last week of November, which included great Black Friday sales and things. Anyway, so in total for the last 9 days of November, we profited $403.34, which means our total profit for the month of November was $1,433.38, $233 above our goal. So I'm very, very happy and excited about that. I hope you guys are having super profitable months as well. I hope that sales are going great and that you're getting some good sales in from the whole Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday sales that I hope that you've been having. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.